Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast. I'm Jack Oglesby alongside Abby Sedegat. We're sorry for that little bit of a delay getting into the game here. We had some technical issues, but as always, we got through it. And since you're now just joining us, the game has started, and we are still in the first set. Wizards are up 16-9 against the Longmont Trojans.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far. I mean, I know you guys at home couldn't see the rest of the game, but it's been pretty close in the first half of this first set. It was kind of close, but Windsor seemed to pull ahead for now. But we all know in volleyball that can change very fast.
Yeah, and I mean, we do apologize sincerely for the delay here, but luckily we got it up before the second set started, so you're not missing too much. Trojans only have one timeout left, Windsor with 2. No fouls for either team. Windsor's doing great offense right now. Their defense right in front of the net.
Wow.
Julia Bollinger there.
Bounced off the hand wrong. Right, and we're just waiting for Longmont to set here.
Serve will be taken by number 11. Ball's up. Windsor will set up, and that'll be a point for Windsor. Beautiful point there.
That was a quick point. You never know in volleyball. It could always be a really fast point. It could be take it for a while, actually. It could take like minutes, but that one was pretty fast.
Windsor, Gabby Gates will get the serve here. Windsor setting up something here. Cadence Marsh. Longmont with it. Try to get over the net. It'll hit the top of the net, but still go over. Marsh will put it over.
Beautiful spike.
Marsh with a beautiful spike over the net there for another point for Wizard.
Wizards.
And that serve for Windsor by Gabby Gates will hit the top of the net, but it'll go over, and Trojans will be unable, to grab that.
Not sure if that was intentional, but it worked out in the Wizards' favor. Pretty good fake play, even if it wasn't meant to be a fake play.
Trojans will take their last timeout here. 50 seconds on the clock.
Right, while this timeout is going, we're going to do a few stats quick.
Coming in.
All right, sorry about that. We're actually not doing stats right now because the timeout is almost over. But we'll get on that next timeout for sure. All right, and up to serve is number 4, Gabby Gates. Go over the net, and there's some miscommunication, and it will bounce on the ground on Windsor's side. Be a Trojans point.
Trojans, number 2, will get the serve here. Jordan Johnson, ball's up. Gabby Gates with the return. Marsh with the fake there. Longmont with it, and it'll be a double tap on Longmont for a Windsor point. 21-11. Windsor only needs 4 more points to win this first set here.
But you never know. The Trojans could come back and end up either winning or coming in and making them unable to win off of this one.
Longmont, number 1 there with the return, Alexis Mathers. She went for it, and unfortunately it just hit the ground for another Windsor point. Windsor coming into this game first in the league in Colorado, so a very, very good team, 12-1. Meanwhile, we got Longmont, who is third in the league, still doing pretty well, 10-4 overall.
0.71 win percentage for Longmont.
Longmont will put it over the net, nice spike, and that'll go out of bounds.
Just like that, Windsor only needs one more point to win.
Number 5, Madeline Bonson with the serve for Windsor. Ball's up. And it'll hit the top of the net, but it'll still go over. Longmont will put it over. Beautiful, beautiful spike there.
And there's the point.
Number 9, Jada Nordorf.
See number 15 on Longmont. Addison Mole. She tried to stick her foot out, try and deflect the ball up. Didn't work out for her, unfortunately. All right, and while we wait for the next set, I think we should go over some stats. Last time it didn't work out that well.
And like we said, Windsor is first in the league here.
Windsor having a 0.92 win percentage.
And they are currently on a 4-win streak. Going well. The next game will be against Greeley West. And it'll be at Greeley West.
On October 5th, Thursday.
Team leaders for Windsor, Julia Bollinger with 3 kills per set. Hitting percentage, also Julia Bollinger with a .32 percentage. Total blocks, Madeline Banson with a 39 total blocks per set. Digs per set going to Julia Bollinger, 3.7 digs per set. Serving aces going to Madeline Bonson, 20 aces. And aces per set also going to Madeline Banson with .5. Seeing some familiar names there, obviously Madeline Banson and Julia Bollinger. The only ones actually on that whole team leader chart, according to Max Preps. Julia Bollinger is a senior here. Get some stats for Longmont here in a second. Maybe not.
I don't think they actually have any stats.
We're looking on Max
entered.
Preps right now, but unfortunately they do not have any team leader stats uploaded.
They do have, I think, an 8-win streak.
Yeah, 8-win streak. They are 4-2 away and 4-0 at home. And then an additional 2-2 for neutral.
But other than that, there's not much stats for them.
And again, 3-0, third in the 4A NCAA. Windsor first in the league in the 4A NCAA. And we're going to go down to the sidelines for a quick report.
All right, so the Windsor Wizards pretty easily won that first set. 25-11, I think, was the score. They come into this game on a 4-game win streak, 12-1 on the season against the 10-4 Trojans, looking to keep that momentum going and finish this out in 2 sets to keep the domination that they have been doing this season going. I'm Caleb Morrow on the sideline.
Thank you, Caleb. Back here at the reporting, got Windsor getting their first point for the set. And I believe it was Julia Bollinger with the point. Unfortunately, I was not paying close enough attention. Sorry about that. Longmont with the return. They're going to try to get a spike set up, and that will be successful.
It's going to go back side of the net. Just sandwiched in between the players and the net.
Number 14 with the point there for Longmont, and Longmont will get another point here.
Again, like we saw in the first set, or I guess we saw, you might not have, but just Longmont coming in, taking the Wizards by storm. But maybe Windsor can come back and do what they did last set, and they just blew them out of the water at the end there.
Yeah, and number 11, Stella Rulon with that point there for Longmont on the serve. She'll take it again. Windsor with the return.
Barking going on from the student section.
Amazing, amazing there.
That's beautiful.
Cadence Marsh, beautiful spike there. Get Windsor back on the board. 2-2 in the second set. Longmont.
Go into the stands. That's number 1 of the night.
Number 5, Zoe Champion, tried to return it and get it up for her team, but it just unfortunately went into the stands.
That was a really lucky shot there. Just barely went out of bounds, barely went over the net. Everyone just stopped. Didn't do anything. And there's the serve. It's going to be blocked, but Longmont will get it back over.
Windsor with it. Tried to spike it into the net. Point there will go to Longmont for a double tap on Windsor.
Yeah, that was a hard-earned point for Longmont.
And we'll have some subs for Longmont. 5 will come off, and 1 will come back on. All right, Windsor, number 5, Madeline Banson will take the serve here. And ball's up. We'll go over and out.
Just a little too much oomph.
Good call there by the Trojans to not go for it. Saw a little bit of hesitation, but they overall decided not to do it, and it worked out for them.
Yeah.
Number 14.
It's really hard to see the lines on the ground when they're on the ground behind you. It's a very good call.
Definitely, and I do believe, yep, that point will go to Windsor, barely staying in bounds. We will have some subs.
Because in volleyball, on the line is still in.
Number 1, Macy Cleve will come off for number 4, Gabby Gates. Windsor, number 3, Cadence Marsh with the serve. And ball's up. Longmont keeping it up. 2 people trying to go for it, but only 1 in the end. Cadence Marsh will put it over the net. Longmont returning it. Point will go to Windsor.
Not sure what that call is, but I don't play volleyball.
Yeah.
But it was something, so.
Overall, the point will go to Windsor. Number 3, Cadence Marsh with the serve. And ball's up. Longmont with the return. Playing with it, trying to get it up. And over.
Ooh.
2 Windsor players. Cadence Marsh and number 9, Jada Nordorf will run into each other there. But in the end, it worked out for them, and it did not cause any issues.
But then it went out of bounds. So it kind of didn't work out for them, but at least they weren't injured.
Exactly. Number 1, Alexis Mathers with the serve.
Windsor just trying to pick that one up, but it went too low, too close to the ground.
Julia Bollinger tried to go for it. At least it looked like she hesitated a little bit, but
There's only so close you can get to the ground.
Windsor up by 1 in the second set. Julia Bollinger with the return, and that will be a point for Windsor.
Powerful spike.
Beautiful spike there by Julia Bollinger.
The power on these is really good. Like, they're just beautiful, pinpoint, laser accuracy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
beautiful.
from both teams, like volleyball players in general. It's just beautiful.
Beautiful spikes here from Windsor. And I believe that point will go to Longmont as that serve went out of bounds. There'll be some subs. Number 10 will come off for Longmont. And I believe it was number 15 that came on.
I believe so too.
Number 5 for Longmont with the serve. Zoe Champion. And beautiful. Julia Bollinger there with another spike, pinpoint precision.
That's what I'm talking about, just between the two people. She couldn't even go for it because it's just right in the middle directly.
Windsor up by 2. Julia Bollinger with the serve, ball's up. Longmont with a return, it'll go backwards as they'll try to fight to keep it in. And they managed to keep it in, but unfortunately the attempt at a return did go out into the net.
It was a good try, just went too low, hit the net.
Windsor now up by 3 in the second set. Julia Bollinger with the serve, ball's up. Good call there by Longmont, number 14. She looked at it, she decided not to go for it, and in the end it works out for them as that serve went out of bounds.
I wonder if volleyball players have like a sense of how big the court is, like just naturally because they played so much, like they just know when it's going to go out, you know?
Exactly. Addison Mole there for Longmont with the serve. Windsor will put it over and get a point.
Pinpoint spike accuracy.
Beautiful point there, number 5. Actually, no. It was number 2, excuse me. Kaylee McCracken with the point there for Windsor. Number 1, Macy Cleve with the serve. Windsor up. Longmont will serve it back over the net with a spike.
It is an incredibly close game here as far as volleyball goes. It's 11-9. They're within 2 points, which means if they keep up this like balance of points, it could get pretty bad by the end.
Yeah, and Avery Smiley went for it. Unfortunately, the ball just was too low to the ground when she went for it and wasn't able to get it up. Same thing will happen here again, except this time Macy Cleve will go for it. And again, just too low to the ground, unable to get your hands under it. And a timeout will be taken by Windsor.
All right.
Windsor will be left with 1 timeout for the set. Trojans still with all 2.
Yeah, because it's 10-11. You got to take a timeout for that. Regroup, rehuddle, recuperate.
Both teams absolutely phenomenal so far. Trojans bringing the heat.
But Windsor bringing it back. It's like fighting fire with fire. Doesn't work out.
Yeah. Windsor already out on the court. Trojans will take their time. 20 seconds remaining on the timeout. Windsor up by 1. Stella Roulon with the serve for Longmont. Beautiful serve there. Windsor will go over. Number 2, Kayla McCracken.
Oh, there's a call.
And it'll be a point for Windsor here.
Not sure what that was.
Waiting to see any sign from the officials, but I have yet to see one.
Yeah.
We'll have some subs. Avery Smiley will come off. And I believe it was, I want to say, actually, I don't know who came on. It might have been, trying to think, it may have been number 9. Yeah, Jada Nordrift. She came
9.
on.
Oh, that almost hit the roof. It's always bad when that hits the roof.
Windsor, beautiful, beautiful spike there. Cadis Marsh. Get Windsor back up by 3. Beautiful spike there. Coach down there having some words.
Hopefully good words. Nothing bad. No cuss words, hopefully.
Longmont with it. And it'll go over the net. They tried. And it will be a point, number 14.
Again with the sandwich between the net and the people. Number 14, Ella Augustidis. Augustidis?
We're super sorry for butchering your last name.
I think it might be Augustidis. I don't know. I apologize.
Anyways, number 14, Ella.
If anyone knows how to say her last name, feel free to come yell at us.
Yes, please. Correct us so that we don't butcher it for the rest of the game. Windsor put a beautiful spike over.
It's going to go under the net.
Number 2, Jordan Johnson on Longmont, chasing after it. Not able to get there. Number 5, Madeline Bonson with the serve.
Tapping it over the net.
Windsor tries to set something up here. Number 6, beautiful, beautiful spike there. Number 6.
She definitely did not tap it over the net.
Julia Bollinger, beautiful. Madeline Bonch with the serve, ball's up. Beautiful serve there, number 2. Number 14, I believe it'll be a point. Yep.
It looked like it glitched. It looked like it went just hard left there.
Number 14, Ella
Augustitis.
I think you're right. I think that's what it is.
I think it's supposed to be one fluid word and not split up.
Julia Bollinger will put it over the
Just
net.
barely getting there.
Number 12 with the fake there. Number 5. Number 12 will put it over again and out. Never mind. They will say that was in.
I guess that hit the line probably.
They will say it was in and give the point to Longmont, even though from my advantage up here, it definitely looked like it was out.
You never know. It's harder to see it on the court, too. We've got a bird's eye view. They don't. It's going fast. Sometimes calls are going to be bad, and it's going to happen.
Point will go to Windsor there, 16-14. We'll have some subs. Number 1 will come off. Number 1, Macy Cleve, will come off for number 4, Gabby Gates. Number 3, Cadence Marsh with the serve for Windsor. Ball's up. Longmont. Number 10 will put it over. Cadence Marsh. Over to Jada Nordurft.
She came swooping in. It wasn't fast enough. Wasn't angled right.
Number 3, Cadence Marsh with the serve. And we'll have a timeout taken.
Wow, this game is really close. Like, I can't stress it enough. It's 3 points. Usually it's a pretty big difference because volleyball can change really fast.
And this was a Trojans timeout, leaving both teams with 1 timeout left in the set.
Yeah, but with it being this close, anything could change last minute. Someone could go on like a winning streak. Trojans could pull ahead. Wizards could pull ahead even more than they are right now. Could all change.
Definitely. 20 seconds left on this timeout for the Trojans. Windsor taking their time, or taking it as a chance to regroup as well, as Trojans have came back in this set.
Student section getting hyped up.
Be a Windsor serve here, taken by number 3, Cadence Marsh. And they will get the go-ahead. And ball's up.
All right. Oh, hits the net, goes down. Going to be a Windsor serve again. Taken again by number 3, Cadence March. That's going to be a win. Okay, we have good news. We have figured out the last name. Number 14, it's Augustatius.
Speaking of number 15, Augustatius with the point there for the Trojans.
So we apologize that we've been saying it wrong. We will say it wrong. No longer.
Number 1, Alexis Mathers with the serve for Longmont. Ball's up. Windsor with it. Gabby Gates will put it over. And I do believe it'll be a point for Longmont. Still haven't seen a call from the officials, so I'm unsure what it was. May have been a double tap, but.
Touching the net or like crossing the line or something. Wow. This game is just getting closer.
Windsor with it. Julia Bollinger will put it over. Little tap. Number 14 or 15 will put it over and out.
Yeah. It's just both teams are so evenly matched. They're just so like even with their wit and their skill and talent. See how it plays out.
And it'll be a point for Windsor as Longmont tried to get it over, but it went under.
Yep.
Number 2 there, Jordan Johnson. Number 9, Jaden Ordrift will take the serve for Windsor. Ball's up. Longmont with the return. Number 11 will put it over, and it will stay in. Number 11,
yep.
Stella Roulon will get the point there. So we'll have some subs.
Perfect spike. It just hit it straight to where no one was. Not sure why no one was there on Windsor's side. I think it just happens sometimes.
And that will be Jaden Ordrift will come off, and Madeline Bonson will come on. Beautiful there.
Whoa.
Number 2.
That was a cool play.
Kayla McCracken.
She like hit it over with her
almost kind of punched it up.
Yeah. I would definitely not have expected that.
Regardless, point for Windsor. Julia Bollinger will take the serve.
And just like that, Windsor is actually taking a pretty decent lead considering it's volleyball.
3 points away from winning the second set. Number 15 will put it over. Number four, Gabby Gates went for it. Unfortunately, just didn't get there quite in time. Again, number 15, Addison Mole will get the point there for Longmont, and she will take the serve as well. Beautiful. Madeline Bonson spike. Pinpoint precision right to the corner of the court. And we will have some subs.
Number 4.
Gabby Gates will come off. I think it may have been number 1 that came back on, Macy Cleve. I think she did go off.
I think you're right. All right, that's going to be another timeout.
Taken by the Trojans. Trojans will have 0 timeouts left for the second set. Windsor still with 1 remaining timeout. Again, the score 23-18 in favor of the Windsor Wizards. Windsor only needing 2 more points to win the set. And if they win this set, only needing 1 more set to win the game.
Yeah. We might not have to stay here for 5 games.
Hopefully
but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to jinx it.
Yeah. Windsor with possession here. Trojans still in the timeout. 16 seconds remaining.
16 seconds.
Whistles will be blown to signify 15 seconds remaining.
Yep, got to go quick on these timeouts.
Got 5 seconds remaining. Trojans still in their huddle. Time will clock down, and the buzzer will ring. Macy Cleve with the serve here for Windsor. Ball's up. Trojans, number 14, will put it over.
Windsor going to be fighting hard for the point here.
Number 2, Kayla McCracken tried to get it over. Hit the net. Luckily, number 7, Avery Smiley, was there to catch it.
It'll go into the stands. She almost like sacrificed her life there.
And that was number 2, Jordan Johnson, going for the ball and almost ended up in the bleachers. She tried to get it over the net, but it went the wrong direction. Windsor, match point here.
You know what? Shout out to her for putting her whole life on the line for this game.
Macy Cleve with the serve. Trojans will put it over. Back over to Windsor. Avery Smiley there to save it. And back over, number 2, Kayla McCracken. McCracken and Bonson there to save it and block. Julia Bollinger. McCracken will put it over.
Oh, it
hit the roof.
There's nothing you can do when it hits the roof. It's kind of a bad way to go out on the second set.
Number 1, Alexis Mathers going for it. Unfortunately, not able to get there in time, and the officials will call it out.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when it hits the roof. It's going to change projectile, change angles. It's going to come straight down, and if you're not right there, there's probably no chance you're going to get there.
Definitely. And we're going to see if we're going to get a sideline report here for you at the end of the second set.
I think we will, but until then, Jack, what was your opinion on the game so far?
So far, it's going really well. Windsor obviously bringing the heat, especially on their offense. Defense obviously doing a lot better than the last game I saw. They had some problems that led it into the fifth set, but overall they still won that game. And may I add, it was extremely close, 13-15, on their last home game in the 5th set. And I do believe personally that there was a defensive flaw there that caused that.
Yeah.
But definitely defense doing so much better. I mean, you've been seeing those blocks right in front of the net, not having much issue with it. And we're going to head down to the sidelines for a sideline report, and we'll come back to you guys here in a second.
All right, Wizards took that set again, 2-0 now, just looking for one more win. Coach Houston wants it to come right here. She wants the clean sweep, motivating her team to not let down and can keep the pressure up, and we'll see. It should be pretty entertaining third set.
Thank you, Caleb. Very well said there as well.
There you have it, straight from Coach Houston herself. She wants a sweep, which I think is possible for Windsor. They've done it before.
Definitely, and I
they
mean,
can probably do it again.
Extremely close, and
yeah, but at the same time, Longmont is a pretty good team, and they're staying really strong this game. Like, I didn't expect it, despite the fact that they're number 3. I didn't expect it. Usually Windsor is pretty much of a powerhouse, but they're doing pretty good, keeping all the scoring until the very end within 3 points. So they might come back and win this. We never know. It's not over till it's over.
Exactly, and for the Trojans to come back and win this, they would have to win 3 straight sets in a row, which definitely not impossible, but definitely would be a challenge.
Yeah, the odds are not with them right now. All right, and everyone's coming back out for the 3rd set.
Possibly the last, but you never know. Could always go to a 4th. Or maybe even a 5th.
Or maybe even a 6th. I'm joking.
All right. And I think it'll be a Windsor serve for the first serve the set. Indeed it will. Serve taken, number 1, Macy Cleve. Ball's up.
Up and over. Wow. That was beautiful, just right on the line. Right in the line, actually.
Number 2, Jordan Johnson with the point there for Longmont, and they'll get the first point of the 3rd set.
Yeah. I'll probably say it again, but you can really tell this game, Longmont's going to try and come back and win it, because the last set, that if they don't win this, it's over. So they're going to really try hard to come back and win this, so they at least have a chance.
And that point will go to Longmont. Kayla McCracken there, blocked by Longmont. Windsor tried to recoup and get it back over, but it went out of bounds.
And again, I said it like 2 times already, but I'm going to say it again. You can see Longmont just coming in with the high scoring in the first half of the first half of the set. But then in the end, it might change.
Gabby Gates with it. Beautiful. And I think, yeah, it'll be a point for Windsor.
Oh.
Maybe. Yeah, point for Windsor here.
Not sure. Why? Do you know why?
I am not sure. I think they're going to say it was barely in or there was a double tap or something.
I'm not sure. They haven't been throwing out many, hand calls.
Kayla McCracken with the serve for Windsor.
Just taps it over.
Gabby Gates puts it over. Beautiful. Madeline Bonson and Cadence Marsh there to block it, and it'll fall through the hands of Longmont, bringing your score to 2-2. You see the replay there. Beautiful.
Just tap over.
We'll go out for a Longmont point. And we'll have some subs. Number 10 for Longmont will come on. Excuse me, number 10, which I'm not exactly sure actually who is number 10 because they're not on our roster for varsity, but
Well, there's some upset here from the Trojans crowd.
there'll be some talk from the officials here, and I think they're gonna call it a scratch and give it back to Windsor. I don't think they gave any points. And they're just gonna keep it. Windsor will get the point there.
Yep.
Number 15, Addison Mole went for it. Fortunately not able to get there in time.
Well, Windsor's coming back now.
Madeline Bonson with the serve, ball's up.
They're gonna prove that they're back in the game and they can come back and probably sweep it. Yep.
Cadence Marsh, beautiful spike over the net there. Longmont not able to get there in time. Point will go to Windsor for a two-point advantage. Serve will go to Madeline Bonson.
We got a replay. There's that spike.
Beautiful spike there. Beautiful, beautiful spike.
She just walks off like it's nothing. Like.
Normal day in the office. Gabby Gates.
And that's gonna go high and it's gonna go out.
I think that went a little higher than
she intended.
Madeline Bonson will come off, and Avery Smiley will come on. Longmont with the serve. Number 1, Macy Cleve went for it. Not able to get there in time. Point will go to Longmont. Number 14 will get the serve here. Cadence Marsh tried to put it over. Unfortunately, it'll be blocked in front of the net and reflected back into the Windsor.
The point did go to Windsor.
Maybe.
So I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah, it did go to Windsor. I thought it went to Trojans at first.
Yeah, me too.
They definitely made it seem like it went to the Trojans at first, but
Guess
beautiful
not.
block there by Gabby Gates and Julia Bollinger. Again, Julia Bollinger.
It's gonna go under
with
the
the
net.
block. Julia Bollinger and Macy Cleve with the block there for Windsor. Number 3, Cadence Marsh will take the serve for Windsor. 2-point lead for Windsor here. 7-5 in the third set. Longmont will put it back over.
Wow. Longmont's really fighting here. They're pushing
Pushing
for the win.
Number 2, Jordan Johnson, putting it over the net there for Longmont, getting the point. Windsor not able to get there in time. Number 1 will take the serve. Alexis Mathers. And ball's up. Windsor with the return. Julia Bollinger will put it over. Beautiful spike, but saved.
That was a beautiful save.
Again, Kayla McCracken over at Julia Bollinger. Beautiful spike, saved, and that'll go out. Amazing, amazing effort there.
Again, another hard-earned point.
Number 15, Addison Mole. Beautiful effort there
That's one of
to
those.
keep it in.
That's one of those ones that just goes on forever and ever.
Gabby Gates with the serve. Longmont will put it over. I think Windsor was anticipating a spike from Longmont, but Longmont faked him out there. Number 10 will come off, and number 5 will come on for Longmont.
So they're within 1 point.
Zoe Champion will come on, and Zoe Champion will take the serve for Longmont. Ball's up. Gabby Gates, Cadence Marsh. Oh, number 2, Kayla McCracken. Beautiful attempt at a spike, was blocked, but Longmont lost it, and it went through their hands down to the ground and out of bounds for a Windsor point. Number 6, Julia Bollinger with the serve, 9-7 in favor of the Wizards. Ball's up. Longmont, number 15 will put it over, blocked. Number 5, Madeline Bonson, and number 2, Kayla McCracken. They're trying to block it, but it will fall through their hands like it did on the last play. Number 15 will put it over for Longmont. Julia Bollinger, Kayla McCracken. Beautiful, beautiful attempt by Kayla McCracken to put it over. But Longmont will get the point there to tie it, 9-9 in the third set. Gabby Gates tried to put it up. Number 6, Julia Bollinger saving it there, keeping it in bounds.
And just like that,
hey,
the Trojans are back in it.
Gotta give effort, or gotta give credit where credit is due. Number 15, Addison Mole. Beautiful, beautiful spike there. Longmont will put it over. We'll go back to Windsor. Julia Bollinger will put it over. Longmont trying to save themselves here with a 1-point lead in the third set. Point will go to Windsor here, as that'll fall out of bounds. We'll have some subs. I think it was number 4 will come on. Number 4, Fiona Glenn.
This is the closest set we've had so far. It's been tied up practically the whole time.
Yeah, Fiona Glenn will come on for Addison Mole for Fort Collins. Longmont.
That's okay. They're easy to get mixed up.
Not really. Cadence Marsh will put it over there for Windsor. 11-10 in favor of the Wizards. Macy Cleve with the serve here for Windsor. Ball's up. Longmont with it. Try to get it over. Number 14, Gabby Gates. Beautiful. Kayla McCracken will put it over. Back over to Windsor.
Longmont is fighting for this right now.
Windsor able to keep it in. Madeline Bonson. Will be a double tap on Windsor, giving Trojans the point, 11-11 in the third set. Trojans keeping it close here. Got to give credit where credit is due.
I'm going to make a wild guess and say that it is definitely going to be within 2 points here at the end of the set.
Yeah.
Like, the win is going to be very close. Even if it probably will go over. At the rate we're going right now, it probably will go over the 25 points.
Kayla McCracken with the serve for Windsor. Ball's up. Longmont with it. Number 14 will put it over. Julia Bollinger and Gabby Gates looking at each other, trying to figure out who is going to go for it, and they just didn't know. There'll be some subs. Number 5 will come off.
This is definitely no time to mess up, make any mistakes. Mistakes are good, but in this case, they're not.
Number 5 will come off for number 10, and again, number 10 is not on our roster, so we apologize for that.
Wow, that was just beautiful saves. And that was by number 14. We now know her last name, Ella Augustatius.
Windsor. Cadence Marshall put it over. Trojans keeping control of it, though. They'll put it back over.
This is one of those
Julia
long
Bollinger.
sets.
Gabby Gates will put it over. Number 1, Alexis Mathers, will hit it barely, trying to keep it on their side. And
Very unlucky.
It'll deflect out of bounds for a Windsor point.
Just bounced off wrong.
Definitely, and I think if she wouldn't have gone for it, it probably would have been out of bounds.
Yeah, but there's not really any chance that you can see that when you're down on the ground.
Yeah, Madeline Bonds with the serve, and it'll go into the net for a Trojans point.
And honestly, it's better to hit it and fail than to just watch it bounce.
More subs here. Number 4,
there's a replay.
Fiona Glenn will come off.
Got the replay on that. You can just see it just bounced off her right arm. Don't think she
Addison
intended
Mole
that.
Back on. Cadence Marsh put it over. Again, number 1, Alexis Mathers went for it.
They kind of left number 1 alone there in the back.
Yeah. Alexis Mathers kind of on her own there. Cadence Marsh with the serve for Windsor. Waiting on the go-ahead. And they have the go-ahead. And ball's up. Windsor up by 1. Windsor now up by 2.
Wow. We were going at a pretty steady rate here.
As that serve will go right out of bounds, and we will have a timeout here taken from the Trojans.
But Windsor's been kind of bringing back the heat now. It was tied a lot throughout the first part of the third set, my bad. But now Windsor's pulling ahead of it. See if they can actually hold this.
Definitely in a 2-point lead here for Windsor, which is probably the smallest lead they've had all game long. However, that is still a pretty steady lead and manageable. Only 10 points needed to win the set and win the game for Windsor.
All right, we've got about 15 seconds left as the whistle indicates.
Trojans will finish up their huddle. Windsor still in theirs.
And they finished that one up too. You've got to go fast on those timeouts. Only a minute.
Buzzer will ring.
All right, and here we go.
Number 3, Cadence Marsh with the serve for Windsor. And ball's up. Longmont with it. Number 15 will put it over. Longmont fighting for it. We'll get it over though. Cadence Marsh. Julia Bollinger. Not Julia Bollinger, sorry. Jada Nordrift. I think that point went to
It did go to the
Trojans, and I think it was a double tap on Nordrift. At least that's what I saw from up here. She tried to get her hands back to not have it be a double tap, but I think it ended up being one. But Julia Bollinger will go over and talk to the officials. She'll just go back out.
Well, and just like that, it is now within 1 point. Volleyball changes fast.
Indeed, and number 1, Alexis Mathers with the serve for the Trojans. Goes over, Windsor with it. Julia Bollinger. Julia Bollinger again, Cadence Marsh. Julia Bollinger will spike it over. Trojans able to save it. Cadence Marsh went for it, dived for it, just not able to get there in time. Results will be a Trojans point to tie it up 15-15 in the third set.
This set has been very interesting.
Number 1, Alexis Mathers with the serve, ball's up. It'll be a whistle. I think it was a timeout. No.
I think
something happened.
Coach Houston was still talking when she served it.
Yeah, Coach Houston was out on the court when they served, but
You don't see those things when you're in the heat of the moment.
anyways, Alexis Mathers with it.
That's a good thing she didn't hit anyone. I was kind of worried.
Julia Bollinger, spike it over.
Wow,
Longmont able to
beautiful
save it.
That was beautiful save.
KS Marsh over to Julia Bollinger, spike. Back over to Windsor. KS Marsh back over to Julia Bollinger. And the point will go for a double tap. Point will go to Longmont to put the Trojans in the lead, 15-16 here in the third set. Number 1, Alexis Mathers, ball's up. Windsor with it. Try sets them up here. Julia Bollinger, spike. Trojans save it. Back over.
I think this is for the first time in a little while that the Trojans have been up points.
And,
so this should be good for them.
And we're seeing a pattern here. KS Marsh usually taking the second hit for the Windsor Wizards and putting it back over for someone to spike. That seems to be a familiar pattern I'm noticing, is that she's passing it over for someone to spike.
Well, if it ain't Baroque, don't fix it.
Gabby Gates, ball's up. Back over. Windsor tried to. Number 2, Kayla McCracken. Really, I mean, that would have been a beautiful point if it would have. Anyways.
Just right in the middle of everyone.
Madeline Bonson, Candace Marsh, and Kayla McCracken there in front of the net for the Windsor point.
Usually I'd say that some games are really good to try out new tactics and techniques to see how they work. But this game, when you're tied practically the whole entire set, is not a very good one to try those new things on.
Definitely, and I was just about to say that Windsor had the lead back, but now it is tied again at 17-17.
Yep. Don't count your eggs or something. Don't count your eggs before they've hatched.
Number 5, Zoe Champion with the serve for Longmont. And ball's up. Windsor Gabby Gates will return it over to Cadence Marsh. Julia Bollinger will spike it over. Familiar pattern there again. Cadence Marsh will put it over for number 2, Kayla McCracken.
That was a real unlucky play for the Trojans.
Definitely just wrong deflection there. And
there's nothing you can do about that because you can't let it go out, because then it'll be their point, and then if you hit it, it's going to go off wrong. So either way, it's a lose-lose situation for them.
And we did have some subs for Windsor. I believe it was Avery Smiley who came off, and I really want to say it was Macy Cleve that came back on. Julia Bollinger will take the serve here for Windsor. 19-17 in favor of the Windsor Wizards. Windsor only needing 6 more points to win the set. Julia Bollinger bowls up. Candace Marshall put it over. Madeline Bonson will spike it. Trojans able to save it.
Wow.
Back over, Madeline Bonson.
Very lucky for them.
Kayla McCracken over, and for a point for Windsor.
Windsor needs 5 points to win this, but the Trojans are very close behind, just 3 points. Will it be a sweep, or will the Trojans come back and win it and have a chance? Stay tuned to find out.
Definitely, and I definitely think that they have a chance to come back. Julia Bollinger will put it over. And there will be a timeout taken by the Trojans here. Their final timeout of the set. That'll leave the Trojans with 0 timeouts left. Windsor with all 2 remaining.
Hope we have a replay. I didn't see that replay. But it was probably good, so.
We'll have some good music here.
Beautiful music. Wow.
25 seconds remaining here in this timeout taken by the Trojans. Down by 4.
Yep.
Going into the final 4 points for the Windsor Wizards.
But 4 is still a reasonable way. They can still come back from that. It's a reasonable amount of points behind, considering it's volleyball. And remember, 3 is the lucky number. You just got to get 1 more than luck. One's got to be skill, the rest got to be luck. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules.
Julia Bollinger with the serve for Windsor. And ball's up. Over. Windsor definitely laying back a little bit, it feels like. Oh! So close. Case Marsh trying to go for it. Dived for it, just not able to get there in time. Ball was just too low to the ground and not able to get it up. Longmont with the serve. Ball's up. Julia Bollinger over to Case Marsh. Kaylin McCracken spikes it over, but it'll go out for a Trojans point.
I may have jinxed Windsor. I apologize, Windsor.
Trojans now down by 2. Again, Trojans with the serve. Ball's up. Windsor, number 1. Macy Cleve will put it over. Back over to Windsor.
Windsor up.
Kim McCracken, a little tap there over the net. Back over to Windsor. Trojans with the point there.
This is getting really close, guys. I might have jinxed it.
Trojans now only down by 1 in the third set. Definitely Trojans trying to get this game to go longer. And Windsor will use one of their last 2 timeouts remaining. That'll leave Windsor with 1 timeout left and Trojans with 0.
Right, well, I might have jinxed it by saying the whole 3 times the charm, like 3 + 1 luck thing. So
Well,
I apologize, Windsor, okay?
Windsor's still up by 1, but again,
Yeah,
credit
but the
to
3
the
are
Trojans.
luck and then the 1 is skill.
Credit to
ruined
the
it.
Trojans here. They
doing
they
great.
came back. Their offense is showing.
Yeah, like even if Windsor does manage to stay ahead in this, like the Trojans have done a great job.
Well, and I mean, you think about how many people are in the 4A league, how many teams.
Yeah, they're third.
They're third, Windsor's first, so there's not really much of a difference there.
No, and the fact that they've been managing to keep it tied like in all the sets practically, like they're doing great.
Definitely.
I'd be proud if I were them.
You know, Windsor not a hard team to, or Windsor is a hard team to beat. Obviously 12-1, so only 1 loss.
All right, got some subs for Longmont. Coming on is number 4, Fiona Glynn, and coming off is number 15, Addison Mole.
Windsor with the serve, put it over, return it. Number 14 going for a fake there, but number 11 will really spike it.
Oh my gosh, it's getting really close.
Windsor 22, Trojans 21.
It's within 1 point. Windsor has to be in a 2-point lead and get 25 in order to win. Trojans are not going to try and let that happen.
Vance Marshall put it over. Longmont with it, spike. Gabby Gates able to save it. Case March back over. Longmont still saving it. Not too much action here. Number 14 will just tap it over.
This is a
More tapping.
hard fought for a point here.
And Gabby Gates with the save. And
oh no, just like that, it's tied.
number 5.
It's 22-22. Anyone's game.
Madeline Bonson dove for it, just not able to get there in time. Number 11 for Trojan will take the serve. Stella Roulon.
Anyone can
Ball's
win
up.
it. Both teams need 3 points.
Case Marsh, spike, and point.
All right, Windsor getting just a tiny bit closer to that win.
Windsor 23, Trojans 22.
I don't know.
Number 2, Kayla McCracken will take the serve for Windsor. Ball's up. Block there.
Oh, that was
Windsor,
unlucky.
1 point away.
This could be it. This could be a sweep for Windsor and just a great comeback I don't know about comeback, but like a great push ahead. Unless if the Trojans score one more, Windsor's good. But if they score two more, Windsor is not good.
Trojans will put it over. Windsor saves it though. They'll put it back
here.
over. Windsor fighting for it. It's got to go over here. Kintz puts it over. Longmont fighting for it. They put it over.
Any of these spikes could be it.
Cadence Marsh. Longmont still with it. Cadence Marsh with the spike. Out for a Longmont point.
Oh my gosh.
24-23.
If Longmont scores one more, then Windsor cannot win it with 25. At least I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Longmont will get the serve here, and Windsor will take their final
timeout.
Windsor will take their final timeout here.
Right. It's down to the wire. No timeouts left. It's 2-0. Wizards in the lead, but the Trojans could come back. It's 24-23. If the Trojans score one more, then Windsor has to go more than 25 points. And if Windsor scores one more, they win it. It's very close here. This could be anyone's game. Any of these spikes that's hit from any of the teams could result in like crushing the dreams of the other team. It's going to be a nail biter. And either it's going to go quickly or it's going to be taking forever.
Extremely close here. Trojans obviously going to do everything they can.
Yeah, and Windsor's going to be doing, both teams are going to be doing anything they can to stop the other team from scoring.
All right, here we go. Number 2, ball's up. Dire need situation here. Blocked.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, and
just like that. Oh my gosh.
We have a tied set here, 24-24. Whoever scores next gets the set. Obviously, Trojans with the serve.
I'm actually not sure.
We're gonna see what happens here. Gabby Gates with the spike. Longmont keeps control of it though. Longmont will put it over. Windsor keeping control. Julia Bollinger.
Oh my gosh, that was close. That was really close.
Spike. And
that's
that'll
out.
be a...
I thought that was out, but...
It looked like it was. The officials will talk about it.
Oh no, it's ending with an official talk. This is not good.
Obviously, the officials giving the point to the Trojans there. The point will go to Windsor. The officials will gather and give the point.
There's definitely a lot of fighting from the Trojans' end on that one.
The Trojans.
Well, I don't blame them. It was a really close call. And it's hard to see those things. You think like it's really easy, but when you're on the sidelines, you're in the moment. It's so hard to make those calls. And it doesn't help when you get booed at.
Yeah,
so.
the Longmont side of the bleachers letting the refs know that they do not agree with that call. Obviously, the game is not over yet because they do have to win by 2. So Longmont still having a chance here. Madeline Bonson over Cadence Marsh. And that is it.
Wow.
Final score 26-24. Windsor with the queen sweep.
I'm not sure that was a great way to end that. But regardless, a win is a win for Windsor.
And I mean, I don't blame the officials for going back and talking about it.
No, it's better to have them talk about it than the call to be not wrong, but like one-way call, you know?
Right, and
like,
I mean, it from up here, it definitely looked like it went out. But obviously, they gave the initial point to Longmont, and then they took it away and gave it to the Wizards. But overall,
it's a tough thing to do, but honestly, it's not a tough loss. Like 24-26, like, you know, it's close, it's sad because you could have won, but they did so good considering Windsor is the first team.
Right, and I just don't know if that's how Longmont wanted to go out because.
Yeah, it was kind of a trashy way to go out, not going to lie.
And I mean, if they would have had that serve for the I mean, if they would have had that serve, if that point didn't go to Windsor and they had that serve, they definitely
probably could have won that one.
Right. If they didn't have that, if they would have had that serve, it definitely would have gone to Longmont, and quite honestly, they probably would have won the set.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, if I was the coach, I would not be mad at them. I tell them, good job, you did your best, and that's what matters, because Windsor is a good team. So
well, and I mean, all the credit to Longmont. They did their best.
They tied the whole game.
The most of the third set was tied for the entire set.
They had to go over 25 points. Like, that just doesn't, like, it happens, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
every
I mean,
day.
it was so close, and I mean, so much.
Considering if you're in Longmont, you're the third team. Windsor's the first team. If you're that close, especially like the whole set, like it's really easy to like get up there and then drop, like be down there and get up. But when you're staying with them the whole game, that just shows like an insane amount of talent and skill and just everything.
Yeah, so much effort from the Longmont Trojans, and it showed.
Yeah.
They are a good team. I mean, you can't say they're not a good team, because again, they are third in 4A. So they're still a really, really good team.
Yeah, they should definitely not be mad about that.
And we are going to try to get a post-game interview here shortly. I believe one of the players will be number 4, Gabby Gates, and I don't know if there will be anyone else.
Yeah. Wow, that was a great game. I love that game.
I think number 2, Kaylin McCracken, will join.
Yes.
So we will have our post-game interview with number 4, Gabby Gates, and number 1, Macy Cleve.
Right.
I think they may be trying to get Coach Houston. See what's happening here. We're still waiting.
All right, well, I think we're just going to be waiting here for a little bit.
Meanwhile, the volleyball team for Windsor will be taking down the nets and getting the court set for tomorrow's school day.
Yep. Any last one-word thoughts about this game?
Not right now, but I'm sure that our sideline reporter Kayla will have some last words, and obviously we will be back.
So will the players.
We will be back right after this break. We're going to wait a second here.
All right, so we're going to go down here.
Yep. Still waiting for the go-ahead here.
All right, Wizards just won that game in 3 sets. So, Coach, 3-set win. How do you feel the game went from your standpoint?
I thought we did all right. We did a lot of good things early, and then we were a little consistent at the net defending their attack, and so those are things that we'll look forward to working on.
All right, for sure. And then, so what do you think the team did best, like, overall in that game? It was a good game, but what was the one thing you guys feel you did the best?
I feel like we did the best being consistent on defensive end, like playing, like staying deep, and we didn't like give up on balls.
Yeah, for sure. And how do you guys keep that success rolling with the 5 league games coming up on your schedule?
We keep that rolling by working hard in practice and playing like we're in a game.
All right, thank you. And then you guys took control of this game early, Macy. How do you think that the team can carry the success over just going forward?
I think that if we come to practice every day, working our best and always having like a good mindset coming to practice, like, I don't know, just working hard every day, that'll pay off in the end.
Yep, for sure. And then obviously that was a good team win. What do you think the biggest key to your success was today?
Honestly, I think our teamwork and our team chemistry like carries us through everything. Julian Cadence put up a really good block at the end, and we were struggling with that a little bit, so it helped when we mixed that around. But if we keep working on our block in practice, and we'll get there.
For sure. And then, Coach, so you got 5 league games coming up, another game Thursday, so 2 games in 3 nights. What does that look like for you guys?
Good. We haven't had that kind of a schedule for about 3 weeks now, so it'll be nice to start playing our league matches and playing more consistent, at least twice a week. And I think that's something too. We haven't been pushed for about 2.5, 3 weeks, and now getting pushed, we're a little slow, but we'll get back in rhythm and get back to working in the gym.
And then for sure. And then just one more thing, just because some of us were confused. That last point, what happened there? Like, how did they get that last point at the very end there?
The way I understand it is during that long rally, they hit the ball outside of the antenna, but they didn't realize that until the end. We definitely had a touch on the ball, but they were talking about the ball previous to that.
All right, I see. Thank you guys all so much.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Caleb, for that amazing sideline report.
Thank you for the clear up on the last point for Longmont, because there's a little bit of upset from the crowd. So,
yeah, obviously, again, congratulations to both teams here tonight. Windsor with the lead. Windsor with the win. But again, Trojans, they put a lot of effort into it, and they definitely could have came back in that third set if it wasn't for that last little antenna
but they did
thing
a great
that
job.
Coach Houston talked about.
Great job nonetheless.
Yeah, anyways, I'm Jack Oglesby signing off alongside Abby Sedegat. Have a great rest of your night and have a great rest of your week. We will see you guys next week.